What's up, guys, and how are we doing tonight? So, are we ever going to get a ban list? Do we really need a ban list, or do we need an unban list? Today we're going to talk about our predictions for an upcoming who knows when ban list. YCS Niagara is this coming weekend, so it's kind of hard to believe they'll drop a ban list before that, and if they do, it probably won't go in effect until after. So it's Tuesday now. I'm expecting 7 days from now, I think next week, Monday, Tuesday, right after YCS Niagara, we will finally get our ban list, and we'll see how it shakes out. Otherwise, guys, hit that subscribe button if you didn't already. Tomorrow, our midweek meta update video will be up. There's a new deck on the scene. There's a new #1 deck, kinda, and lots of other good stuff like that. Also, our How to Beat series, our Versus series, our I don't know. We have a lot of stuff planned. I'm going to try and get to you guys a little bit more than I have been lately. But anyway, as you can see on the screen, we have ban, limited, semi-limited, unlimited, the common ones. And then I have two categories. Won't happen, but wouldn't surprise me. These are cards that I really don't think are going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. And then just not going to happen. There's going to be some cards there. We're going to go and start things off with our... What should we start with? Let's start with unlimited. So my things down here are definitely not in order, but that's okay. Unlimited, first and foremost, Astrograph. It went to 1. Do I think it's going to be anything special when it goes to 3? I really don't, especially like with Electromite Band. You still have Servant at 1. Like, these other cards are, I just don't think Pendulum's going to do anything with or without 3 Astrograph Sorcerer. Wall of Revealing Light, that's another one that can go to 3, and I really don't think many people would disagree with it. Dynamite Knight, you know, like, come on, True Draco's doing what? Diagrams at 1, right? Masterpieces banned. Like, I just don't understand why this card didn't go to 3 like 2 lists ago. Definitely would not have surprised me then, and it would not surprise me now either. Some other cards that can definitely go to 3. Infernity Archfiend, like, is someone really going to argue that one? No? Didn't think so. Okay. Fire Formation Tanky. This one, people might be like, I don't quite know if it will, but, like, realistically, this is not a card that, like, I don't know. Like, seeing cards at 2, I think the semi-limited list is just way too big right now, so I, like, looked at, like, which cards really shouldn't be here. Like, are they worthy of going to 1 or banned? Otherwise, bring them back to 3, and I don't think Tanky is worthy of going to 1 or being banned. You might disagree with me on this one, but I'm going to say Fusion Destiny fits that category as well. We got another DPE reprint, and realistically, who's playing it? Like, nobody. Fusion Destiny to 3, so at least some people can play DPE. You're still running 3 good cards with 2 bad cards, so a lot of people aren't going to do it, but it at least makes it a little bit more playable, and it gets some of these cards off the semi-limit list. Nadir Servant, right in that same category. Again, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on these two, but, like, are they limit worthy? No. At 2, they're seeing no play, and at 3, I don't think they're game breaking to where we need them to be, like, limited or banned. So realistically, I think that Tanky, Fusion Destiny, and Nadir Servant should all go to 3, because again, I'm just not a huge fan, like many people, of the semi-limit list, unless, like, specific cards. Like Mali is a card that fits it perfectly. It's a good building block for bringing cards back off the list, try them at 2 and then put them to 3. I don't like going from 3 to 2 though. I feel like that's just weird. If a card's good enough to hit it for real, limit it or ban it. Going from 3 to 2 just does not make sense in my opinion. I believe that is it for our unlimited section, so we're gonna move on up quick to our semi-limits. First, which one should we do first? We're going to go with this one. I said it last time too. Miscellaneosaurus. So what have dinos done? And 1 miss really handicaps the deck. Give them a second miss. I think miss really falls into that same category as Mali, where 3 copies is a bit much, but 2 copies really helps the deck do what it needs to do without being too OP or broken. Like, what if dinos done any time recently? Like, missed a 2, I think, would be a pretty good spot. I don't want to see this card come back to 3, but it's one of those cards where, like, at 1 it's kind of just like almost unplayable, like the deck, but at 3 it's really strong, and I just feel like I said, Mali is the perfect example. Otherwise, Mali and then the Miscellaneosaurus. and then bringing a card back. Let's try 1-for-1 at 2. If we can have 1-for-1 at 2 and it doesn't do anything still, I wouldn't be opposed to this card going to 3. Yeah, I guess that's just kind of my opinions on our card 1-for-1. Now on to our limits. So obviously everything here is just stuff coming back. Like I said, do we need a ban list or do we need an unban list? Other things now for our limited. Harp Horror. Like, I'm going to say this as well as most other people are going to say Harp Horror can come back until it finally does. And we're all going to be like, I told you so. It's finally about time. But realistically, why has Harp Horror not come back yet? That is an answer that I really don't know. And I think that it's been more than enough time and it can come back now. This one's going to be kind of a giveaway. Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. Yes, I'm hitting Helk on the ban section. I think O-Lion can come back. If Helk is banned and Auroradon is banned, I don't see any reason that O-Lion can't be played. Like, it's going to be, who's going to play O-Lion without Auroradon or Helk? Like, the card can come back. Let's start freeing up cards that paid for other cards' sins, and this is just an easy one to do that with. Other cards that can go to 1. I'm not going to stop at just Blaster. I'm going to say Blaster, Title, and Redox. All 3 of the Dragon Rulers. Bring them all back to 1. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. None of these cards are going to be super game breaking. Adamantipator support, Water support, Fire support. Like, none of them are going to blow the game wide open. None of them are going to break the game. Like, Dragon Rulers as a deck is not coming back if all these cards go to 1. Am I going to eat those words? No, I'm not. You can put money on that. It's not going to happen. Some other cards then, we have Deng Long. Like, it's another one that everyone said for so long. Why isn't this card at 1 yet? Speaking of cards at 1, Trident. Zodiac completely fell off. Like, it's a card that helps certain, like, you got pure Zodiac, but Barrage and Broad Bull are still both banned. Trident at 1, I don't see a problem with it. So maybe Zodiac Tri-Brigade becomes better again. Pure Zoo. Introducing other decks into the format, which can help play and knock down, like, the tier 1s. Like, Pure Zoo can play so many going second cards, board breakers, hand traps, whatever. It could be a pretty good counter strategy to the format we're in if they had Trident at 1. So I really don't think that would be an issue. You might say, oh, tanky to 3 too. Yeah, tanky to 3 too. Tell me that it's going to be an issue, and I don't know. We'll see. Banned cards. Mystic Mine, everyone is ready for it, right? Mystic Mine banned. I don't think there's any way around this. I think that it's time. I feel that it was a necessary evil for the longest time, and this isn't because Mine Burn won the YCS. This is because every top deck is playing Mine, whether it's in the main deck or the side deck. Every top deck, it feels like, is playing Mystic Mine. This isn't because of Mine Burn. Mine Burn's a strategy that you just, if you're not ready for it, you're going to lose. Mine Burn is a strategy that people don't like to play against. But to me, Mine needs to go because every top deck is playing it, and it's just unfortunate to see that happen to a card because I do think it put a good checks and balances into the game. But because of the fact that it's being played by everyone, I think that it's finally going to be time. We mentioned with our O-Lion that our Helcafibrex is finally going to get hit here. So Helcafibrex is going to get hit on the ban list. Just had a discussion the other day between like Helk and Summon Sorceress, and I said Summon Sorceress was the more fair card out of the two, and I was like, you really can't change my opinion on that. Access to just tuner spam, who would have ever thought that would be a bad idea? Like, come on, really? Not to say Summon Sorceress isn't broken. Summon Sorceress is broken and absolutely ban worthy, but Helcafibrex is even more broken than Summon Sorceress was. One more banned card, and you all know what it is, right? It is Artifact Curious. Wait, Artifact Curious? You thought I was going to say Scythe, didn't you? Like, that card's over here. We're not going to talk about Scythe quite yet. I'm going to say Curious. Access to the graveyard and just like dumping anything you need and being able to get it for free is just so broken. This is going to be a surprise for a lot of people, and I think it's a good hit though, especially with like danger tier combo mixed together mashup is becoming more prominent, and they've really abused Curious, and it's not the first time we've seen decks do it, and I just feel like this is a card that has Ban Me written all over it. Like I said, dumping anything to the graveyard, and then you can get it out of your graveyard very easily with a handful of decks, or even like Nightmare Griffin or something. Like Curious, call me crazy, I think Curious goes on the ban list, or at least that it should. A card that I don't have on my list that I did want to talk about, Chaos Ruler. Definitely a card that I could see getting hit, but I don't think it will. It would have to go to 0 because you only need the 1 copy. I don't think Chaos Ruler is going to go banned. It wouldn't surprise me though, so we would put it right here in this category, but I forgot to get my little graphic for it. Before we get to the wouldn't surprise me, not gonna happen. Maxi is not coming back. Electromite is not coming back. Thunder Dragon Colossus is not coming back. I don't need to dive into those anymore, I don't feel. They're not going to happen. They're not coming back. Things that won't happen but wouldn't surprise me if they did. So we have a whole bunch of cards coming back and only 3 cards getting banned. And personally, I think that would help change things up a lot. But what wouldn't surprise me that won't happen? Enchantress 2-1. I'm tired of the Brave Engine. It has teetered off a little bit, but it's still there. It's still all over the place. It's just not as all over the place as it was. But like Toad with, or Swap Frog with Enchantress, and like there's just so many things that the Brave Engine can enable. And I think hitting Enchantress 2-1 instead of say hitting the Rite of Aramasir, I just think it's the better hit out of the 2 other things. Danger Nessie. I don't know why this card ever came back to more. I mean, I do because Dangers didn't see play, but they didn't see much play because they're just waiting for the right deck to take advantage of it, and then we also put one of the best ones to 3. Personally, Danger Snake always felt underwhelming to me. I know it's a free body no matter what, but like I felt like obviously Jackalope was probably the best getting the summon, but at the same time Nessie getting any of them from the deck was just so good. And like, why did it come to 3? I would not be surprised for Nessie to go to 1, but again, it's not going to happen. And then 3 cards left. Artifact Scythe. Will it get banned? No, I don't think it will. Call it a hunch, call it a Konami feeling, because for some reason they like to do this to us, and they'll hit certain things and then leave other cards and be like, why did you not hit this card? Artifact Scythe is that card this list. I want it to go. I think it can go. It should go. But it's not going to happen. Call by the Grave to 0 wouldn't surprise me. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but it wouldn't be a hit that I would complain about. And totally awesome. Even Tearlaments are playing Toad, some of the lists at this point. Who knew that a card that not only negates, but gives you your opponent's card that you negate, and also gets you follow-up when you negate, would be really strong. Especially when you can summon it back and do it again. So not only do you negate 2 cards, you get to steal 2 cards if you want, and you get to get 2 cards back into your hand. Like, advantage much? I don't think it's going to happen, but I would not be surprised for Totally Awesome to get hit. Let me know what you think down below, and outside of like Fusion Destiny and Nadir going to 2, or going back to 3, and Curious being banned, other than those 3, let me know what you think about the list, because I feel like I know what most of you guys are going to say about those 3. But if you agree with it, let me know down below. And until next time, guys, take care.